What is up, guys? It is January 1st. Happy New Year, everybody. Hope everybody had a good holiday season, spent some time with the family. I know I did. Took some time off of work and just had a good time. Wanted to do a video because I got something cool to show you guys here. So we got the Tahoe here. It is for, I don't know if you guys watched the previous videos. It's actually for sale. I'm in San Diego, California. If you're interested, I'm selling it with the box in it, with no subs and no amps. So I'm selling it with the box, center console, door panels, no alternators, no subs, no amps. So just the, somebody just wants a good running, driving Tahoe, daily drivable, come pick it up. San Diego, California. Message me on Facebook. Anyways, I want to make a video because we got something exciting here, guys. What do we have here? We have the new build vehicle. Now, I will say that I wanted to not buy anything until I sold that, because I live in San Diego and we don't have a ton of parking all over the place, and my family already has a bunch of cars, and so I really didn't want to keep piling them on. But let me show you guys this thing. I had to jump on it because it was such a good freaking deal. So let me show you. So guys, what we have here is a 2004 Chevy Suburban. As you guys can see, it is quite a bit longer than the Tahoe. I think it's an extra 3 or 4 feet. Yeah, so like I was saying, I really wanted to wait until I sold that before I bought anything, but guys, this was just too good of a deal, and I think you guys will agree with me when I show you inside and how clean this thing is. So it's a 2004. Actually, before I start, I found this on Facebook Marketplace, coming in clutch. Now, I haven't always had the best luck with Facebook Marketplace. With that being said, I buy a ton of shit on there, and I bought that on there, and right after I bought that, I think I bought that for about $3,000, had 160,000 miles on it, 170,000 miles on it, I believe. No, less. That probably had 130,000 miles on it. And a month after I bought it, tranny went out, needed a new tranny. That's also happened on other vehicles that I have bought off Facebook Marketplace. But anyways, I got a really good feeling about this one, guys. Let me take you around. So this is a 2004, and it has 165,000 on it. But guys, this thing looks like, the interior looks like this thing's got 50,000 miles on it, other than the headliner, which doesn't matter because it's going to end up being wood. But the seats, door panels, this thing is like, I haven't even washed it yet. I haven't even cleaned it, vacuumed, nothing. It came like this. This passenger seat, if you guys know these trucks, finding these old seats, whether they're the cloth or the leather, are really hard to find in good shape. And both of these are just in great shape. Needs a dash, no biggie. It's like $30 at the junkyard. Carpeting, everything is just super, super solid. Let me show you guys the back seat. Come on. This thing is it looks like nobody ever sat back here. I got some, just some oil and stuff. I'm going to change the oil here, so I don't know when the last time he did it was. But yeah, guys, this thing is just perfect. Not like any of this shit matters, because you guys know what we're going to do with it. But, third row seat, super, super good. It's got good tires on it. The guy put tires on it. Barn doors, we love the barn doors. No plates on it, waiting to get that from the DMV. But yeah, guys, when we look in here as base heads, you guys know we just see all of the potential space here for activities. The Tahoe does fit a third row seat, but the car stops right about here. It doesn't really give you much. And with the Suburban, you can see how much more room is behind the back seats in this. It's gonna be now what I'm trying to fit in here. I'm gonna get into that later. But anyways, I just want to make a quick video giving you an update on the ride. And yeah, super clean. Just great. For this truck's 20 years old, and it just looks great. Right now I'm in here, I just changed the cabin air filter. This one wasn't really bad at all. I mean, actually it was pretty dirty, but you know, it's just something that you always do when you get a new truck. Interesting side note, these trucks, the 2004 after 2002, the Chevy trucks, the Silverados and the Tahoes actually do not have a cabin air filter. So this is 2004. This does not have a cabin air filter. So I don't know how that works, but I went to try and go get a cabin air filter at Walmart just to change it out, and they don't make one. I looked it up and confirmed it. So anyways, guys, let me shut this here so you guys can see. It's not perfect. I mean, it's got some paint issues in a couple places. And you know, it's got a dent here and there, but for what I'm using it for, guys, it's gonna be absolutely perfect. I didn't shut it all the way, but yeah, this thing is gonna be great. And I got, you know, we got some decisions to make, and it's really going to come down to how much room we can get into this. So I've come to the decision that after talking to a lot of people about it, I've come to the decision that I am going to steel cage this next build. With that being said, I know it's, you know, it's not cheap, but when you really think, after talking to a lot of people, you know, guys with big builds, you know, it actually, when you think about how much less wood I'm gonna need to use because I'm doing a cage, it actually kind of evens out. So instead of having to do, you know, spend, and I use Baltic birch wood for everything. I don't buy MDF or any of that stuff. So which is, you know, Baltic birch, good Baltic birch is, you know, I don't know wherever you live is different, but around me, a good sheet is an 85, 90 bucks a sheet. And for a build like this, you know, you need a lot of sheets. And with how much stuff I'm gonna be trying to cram in here, you need to make the walls very thick. So the reason I'm saying this is because instead of having to, you know, instead of having to make your side walls for your box 5 or 6 layers thick, with the cage, you only need it 2 or 3 layers thick. So yes, it costs money and it costs time, but it's actually, in the long run, it's gonna give me more space. And I'm not going to need to have the sides and the, you know, all this stuff, and the back wall is not going to need to be 5 layers, 6, 7 layers thick. It's actually going to be, I can keep it right around 2 or 3, which is exactly what I want to do. So I am going to do that. And the reason why I'm saying I have to wait to figure out what I want to do for the equipment, for the subs and stuff, is because I need to figure out how big of a cage we can get. So if you guys know me, I like 6th orders. I like the lows. I don't know much about 4th orders. You know, I've sat in a couple. They're loud. They sound good, but I like 6th orders. I like having a big bandwidth. Yeah, so I want to do a 6th order, and with a 6th order, you need to have as much room as possible because you need to have a port in the rear. So I can't decide on how many subs or what size or what subs I want to do until we get the cage built in here and we can figure out how many cubes I can get out of it. So then we can do the math on what subs I get. You know, how many cubes does each sub need? So I'm gonna try and, you know, we got to get the cage going here. I'm also in kind of a weird situation. I don't know if I want to get it done fast or if I want to take my time on it. You know, I've got a couple options, but I want to do it right. That's for sure. So whether that gets done fast or whether it gets done slow, I want to do it right. I want to take my time. On the West Coast, let me sit in here. Actually, I haven't even sat in the back seat yet, but West Coast, we have the biggest show in the West Coast. I live in San Diego. Biggest show over here. We don't have, you know, like Ruckus or Slamology or Sundown Show or all these other big shows that they have on the East Coast or the Midwest. We don't really have that here. So the biggest one that we have is in Vegas, and it's called the Showdown. And Kicker is who's the main sponsor for it. But it's the biggest show. Last year was the first year that I went. If you guys watch my channel, you know, if you're new, you probably didn't see, but I had a bunch of videos posted from the last showdown, and it blew my mind. Some of the coolest, sickest builds, not just from the West Coast, but some of even the East Coast guys brought their builds over, like Salt Shaker, Diablo, Steve Duncan, his Duncan, the van, just crazy stuff. And so that's coming up in March 1st and 2nd. So I am definitely going to be going to that for sure. So if anybody on here is going and you recognize me there, I'm gonna be filming there. So if you recognize me, you know, come say hi. I don't think I'm gonna have this done by then. Obviously, it's only, it's already January 1st. It's only 2 months away. So I'm not gonna have this done by then. Maybe next showdown would be cool, but I wanna do this right. So I don't know if the Tahoe is not sold by then. I might bring the Tahoe, but we'll just have to see. So anyways, that's kind of the next show that's going on. I got a bunch of buddies going to that. So I wanna get started on this thing though, and you know, get the cage going so that I can figure out what I need to buy for subs and equipment. You guys know that I already have 415s, SDDNs, but I want to do more than 4 subs in this. So do I keep them 15s? Do I change them to 18s? You know, how many 18s can I fit in a 6th order? Probably only 6, just because cubes are really hard to come by. And the last thing that I want to do is try and squeeze more subs into the amount of area that can't fit it. Because, you know, a lot of people, when they do 6 orders, are actually fuck up because they try to fit 8 18s in a 6th order, and they don't give it enough, you know, they don't give the subs enough air. And, you know, a lot of the situations, if they just did 6, it would actually be louder. So I don't want that to happen with me. I'm only going to fit in here what I can. But with that being said, we're going to try and build the cage as big as possible, probably all the way from, you know, one side to the other. You know, the floor in these Tahoes dips down right about here. It goes here and it dips down. So we want to use that to get as much room as possible. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with planning. I don't have much, but as time goes along, and you know, the next video that I post hopefully will be starting the cage on this. I want to really take you guys along for this build. So this is the, you know, step 1 is showing you guys the car. Step 2 is going to be stripping all the seats out. I've already got these, you know, it's too bad because these seats are really nice, but I've got these back seats and the 3rd row seats on Marketplace, trying to sell them. So that'll be the next step, is stripping these seats out. I probably won't strip them out until I have somebody that wants to buy them. I really want to get some good footage for you guys of building this, just to show you guys the amount of work that goes into doing a big build like this, and the amount of money and all this stuff. So, you know, blessed to be able to say that I'm able to, you know, do cool shit like this. You know, I, you know, don't take it for granted, and I love having, you know, a channel where I can show you guys what I got going on, and hope you guys enjoy it as well. And maybe this will hopefully could possibly, you know, influence you guys, or make you guys want to do a build like this too, because it's a lot of fun, especially when you do it right and you take your time. You know, when it comes to the first fire up and you get to test it out, and you go to shows, you give demos, people love it, and you know, that's what it's all about, really. So yeah, not much else. Stoked on the Suburban. Seems like this is the best case scenario. A lot of people either buy a Suburban or they buy an Excursion now, which is getting popular. Excursions are hard to find where I'm at, and they're also expensive. Suburbans, I like these old Chevy trucks because they're easy to work on, and I have experience with, obviously, my Tahoe. I used to have a Silverado 02. I had a 03 Yukon. So I know how to take these things apart pretty good. So I wanted to stick in the same family. And also, if something terrible happens, you know, knock on wood, you know, the drivetrain in these is not that expensive compared to, you know, an Excursion or something like that, like a diesel Excursion. You're in a lot of money. So, you know, these are just a 5.3 Vortec motors with a 4L60 transmission that comes in pretty much every Silverado ever. So junkyards are full of them. So, you know, hope not, but you never know. But cool, guys. Well, thanks for checking in I will see you guys in the next one. Hopefully I got some interesting stuff for you guys. Next video will probably be stripping this down and hopefully doing a cage. Once that cage is done, then I'll have an idea of what we're going to be able to fit in this thing. So I will keep you guys updated on that. So happy New Year's, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya. Peace.